Starting. When we're going to be recording, we are recording. Yes, guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you like the new intro. It's the first video that you get to see the new intro. Yet again, we are doing another podcast. Yet again, I'm joined by the main man, Reece Davies. Reece, how are you?
I'm good, bruv. I'm good. Our first time recording in 2021 anyway. So that's all very exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. Not a lot's changed.
Not really.
Still locked down.
Yeah, just lockdown. Yeah. I'm meant to be starting my school placement next week. Still don't know what's happening with that because schools are shut and that. But I'll find out. But yeah, all good really. All good. Can't complain really. Can't complain.
Before we get into this podcast and the chat we're going to go into, I've got a couple of things to plug to not just yourself, but everyone out there. I have been helping a couple of mates out on stream, so I'm going to put their links in the description. I'm just going to pop their names up. So one is one of my friends, Ryan, so that is RPM_TTV on Twitch, and the other one is Charlie, which is TXLSE_EU on Twitch. And the other one, which could be amazing, could be our first ever guest on the podcast, Reece. It's a friend of mine called Shay, who I used to go to school with. He is a YouTuber, a small YouTuber trying to build his way in the platform. And his channel is White Butterfly Wings Productions. So yeah, go check them out. I'll link them in the description as well. So yes, go check them out. But Reece, other than being locked in your house and obviously being as sober as you can, obviously you've got another cuppa there. I've got a cider as per usual.
Yeah, I assumed you would have one.
Well, it's that or Sneak Energy now for me because I've cut out all fizzy drinks and stuff like that. So it's like I've turned to Sneak Energy, which is sick. It's a powder, or I use the powder anyway. 0 sugar, low, 4 calories per serving, and I add 400 ml of water, and it's an energy drink. So,
man, that's sick.
I wish I'd sponsored because that would have been a good promo.
Yeah.
But other than that, what have you been up to? I know you've been doing some little match reports on the things and stuff like that. I've seen a couple of match reports from you.
Yeah, no, I've been. This wasn't even planned. I didn't even know you were going to bring this up. But yes, I've been writing for a new website called The Football Fans View. Match reports about MK Dons, and funnily enough, I'm wearing an MK Dons shirt. That wasn't even planned, but we're just great minds in that. But I've been writing match reports about the Dons. Very mixed fortunes because they never seem to be able to string more than 2 wins together in a row. And then I'm writing about us losing, and then the next week I'm writing about us winning, and it's all gravy. But I'll try and get an awful pun in the introduction in each one of my my match reports. That's my niche thing I try and do.
I've noticed.
Some are worse than others.
You've gone from uni radio to puns in the start of your blog. But I've been keeping up with the Dons, obviously, both us MK boys. Obviously, it was a good win the other night for us, but we won't go into too much football chat yet.
No.
It was a good win for us the other night, so 3-1, very good. But today's podcast, Reece, I'm going to let you introduce what we're doing today because it's a risky one. We might be taking a few shots at some people.
Yeah.
But what I've been told on the grapevine on Twitter, if you haven't checked our Twitter out, go check that out. Also, if you haven't checked our TikTok out, go check our TikTok out because there might be some TikToks coming. What are we doing, Reece?
We are chatting about influencers today. Obviously, a very modern phenomenon that obviously we didn't have when we were little, but now kids on the internet are being exposed to these lot, and chatting about what they've been up to, controversial things and that.
Yes, there is a few. We'll probably end up talking somewhat about Jake Paul calling out every person under the sun. We'll probably talk about some people going to a certain country called Dubai. Where would you like to start?
Well, it's a weird one, isn't it? Let's I think we should talk about like what actually is an influencer, because I feel like anyone can say they're an influencer. Like we could say we're influencers, you know, and be like, yeah, you can't tell us we're not, sort of thing. So, like, what is an influencer? I'd say someone that's unemployed, that is paid to advertise things, because this is a terrible definition. Paid to advertise things because they're good looking, and they've got a big following for whatever reason. A lot of it's due to reality TV, but some people literally just get famous through Instagram. And I say that, like, obviously we'll go on to it, but like the Love Island people, before they even get on Love Island, or get announced
a certain amount of followers, don't they?
Yeah, you can't, like, you could be like, you know, a beautiful, godlike person that could definitely be good
Like
looking enough to get on Love Island. But if you come through with 159 followers, they're going to be like, huh?
Move to the side, big man.
Yeah. So you got to have, this influential.
Well, that's the thing. It's definitely a sticky one, because you can, like, YouTube isn't completely different to obviously being an influencer, because they roll in together. But YouTube can be different in the fact of your actual content creator, you're doing other stuff, and actual side thing. Where I know people that are on Instagram who aren't influencers, but are like putting up a photo in a top and going, "Oh yeah, thanks Topshop for the top." Like, you haven't just spent £10.99 on it, love. Sort your life out, sweetheart, mate. Seriously, get a fucking grip. Don't worry, we made it 7 minutes into a pod before I've sworn, so we're on to a roll. I know a few people like that, and I know actually a couple of influencers. Like, I've spoken to you about one of my mates. I'll leave her nameless until we can actually get on the pod. Fingers crossed we can. She does OnlyFans. She models for Ann Summers. She's got quite a big Instagram following. Like, I've known her like most of my life and most of her life as well, like growing up. And would you call her an influencer? Would you call her an OnlyFans? Would you call her what? It falls into so many different categories now, but like, it's such a shit word.
It's a weird one. I think you call yourself an influencer when you don't know what else to call yourself.
Like, an influencer is like one live, laugh, love poster away from being classed as on benefits. You're expecting someone from Don't Pay will take it away to knock on their door, just going, "Listen, love." But guys do it too. Trust me, guys do it too.
We're going to get onto that as well.
Yes, we will.
But I think it's like the thing is, they can, like, a lot of us see through it and think, where's the actual talent here? But other people are quite impressionable and are influenced by these people, hence why influencers exist, essentially. It's when they put up things like, a lot of you have been asking me where I get this from. It's like, really? Have a lot of people been asking?
My favourite one, like, I'm pretty sure you know who Jack Mate is. Obviously, host of the Happy Hour podcast, over 1 million subs on YouTube. He did a video where he sent a fake product to people.
Yes.
Under the name of, I think it was like, it was under his name, basically. It was a face cream, and he got influencers and Love Island stars to test it out. And one of the Love Island stars actually watches his content and sent him a message afterwards, after the video, when I'm going, "Oh mate, that's fucking class." But it's like, they will literally do anything for money. That is the definition of an influencer. Like, I could send them going, "This is a brand new slider from a sponsor that will nameless, but might rhyme with Adidas," and they will promote the fuck out of it.
Like, I could send them, like, my jizz in a bottle and say it's a face cream, and promise to pay them so much, and they'd be like, they would put up a video on their Insta like, oh my god, it's brilliant, it's very sticky. But that's just how it works. That's how the magic works, and they'll just come up with some bullshit for why it's.
Well, that's another thing. You can also get these things called cameos, like that I saw on a recent Sidemen Sunday. That Caitlyn Jenner. I have nothing wrong with Caitlyn Jenner. I think she's brilliant. What she's done is amazing. What she also did as Bruce was amazing. Obviously, Olympic fucking medalist. Fucking fair play.
Yeah.
$2,000 to get a video cameo off of Caitlyn Jenner is like, that is the top echelon of influencer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got your basic ones down here, right, quite far down that will still have like a cameo or an Instagram. I've got nothing against it. Secure the bag, but we might take the piss out from here.
Yes. Right. Well, the thing is, before we get into why they've been in the news even more recently, let's talk about sort of the things that are bad with what they put up. So, like, they'll put up photos that are obviously edited and they're in amazing places. Let's pretend like COVID doesn't exist at the minute. And pre-COVID, it would seem like people would aspire to be like, yeah, I want to be like that person. I want to be able to go on holiday there, or I want to look that good in, you know, a bikini, whatever, you know. But obviously it can get a bit toxic very easily, especially people's self-esteem and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it was said in, I think it might have even been a Hopsin song he said it in as well. People are more interested. People get their endorphin rushes. Well, basically what he said was people get their endorphin rushes from likes and swipes compared to what they should be. I'm pretty sure it. I know Hopsin referenced it in one verse, but I know someone did an interview where he's like, people get their endorphin rushes from that now. And it's so true. People are more, like, even what we're doing now, like, I keep a look on how our video does, how many likes we get, how many subs we've got this year, which is actually our quickest growing month at 16 subs in 20 days. So
yeah,
big up you, man. We're on 70, road to 100 subs. Hit it up, hit that sub button. But even then, it's like, I'm looking at it, I'll get that endorphin rush. Like, I don't know, I've sent you like photos of how YouTube Studio works. I fucking hate it. It's so horrible. I don't think, like, unless you do YouTube, you won't get it. But they've got this scale on a 1 to 10. So you'll put a video up and it'll go, oh, out of your top 10 videos, this is how it's performing. And at the moment, our best video was the Capri Sun Challenge, which is on 790 something views.
Iconic. Yeah.
Right? Iconic video. Skip to a certain point in it for Rachel doing about 30-second twerk, which everyone fucking loved. And then, but it's like, so if you get a 1 out of 10, you get little fireworks go off on the page. Like, fucking hell, you banged a video, which I haven't. Like, it's hard to get a 1 out of 10 when you have a small subgroup and one video bangs. But when you get a 10 out of 10, so the reaction to Jake Paul and the Floyd Mayweather fight, after the first 2.5 hours, it was on 10 views. But on YouTube, it would have shown it as only on 5 views. But on my page, it shows me as 10 because it calculates it and then waits a bit of time before putting it onto YouTube. So that's hitting at a 10 out of 10. And when you get a 10 out of 10, it just goes, this is why it's not doing well. And you sit there and just go, I fucking hate my life.
Yeah.
But when you get a 1 out of 10, so obviously 10 out of 10 being shit, 1 out of 10 being fucking amazing. When you get that 1 out of 10, you're like, mate, I'm fucking sick.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, that applies across all these different medias now, where you put up content, whether that's an Instagram post, a YouTube video, like we're gonna do, or whatever, and then it will literally affect your mood. It can like, even if I like put up an Instagram, and I'll be like, oh, and then I'm not gonna look at my phone for a while. It's just so dumb, but
you put it
get
up and then you look at it back in like an hour or so time. You're like, I got that many likes, I banged it, or you go, I got that many likes. Fuck, should I take it down?
should I have ever put it up? Yeah, and it's just so dumb.
It's like a Chainsmokers song, Selfie, where it's like in part of it, she goes, I only got 5 likes in the last 10 minutes. Should I take it down? And so like,
fucking hell. I forgot about that song, Jesus.
Mate, the only reason I remembered it is I went out earlier and it played on the radio on the way. Well, not on the, I think the fucking taxi driver was like, this song bangs. Bro, it's not popping. It never popped. All right.
Jeez, I can
Get a grip.
Yeah.
And like, it came on and I sat there and just went, that's a good fucking point. I'm going to bring that up at some point.
Yeah. Nice. You brought it up at the right time. But yes, like influencers obviously this is like on a big scale. So obviously the examples we were just talking about were like, just us, like just some guys. But obviously these influencers, they've got thousands of people following them. They get thousands of likes, thousands of comments, and all that. And obviously a lot of people really like their posts and really are like into what they're doing, like them, like the people that like cry when they found out like some celebrity couples got like a baby on the way, and it's like, they don't know your existence. Why are you so?
My favorite one, like, obviously I watch the Sidemen, I watch True Geordie, I watch them sort of like group of like channels, right? And there's one like Road to Shore Harry has his fans, and then Talimar, who's a musician, a YouTuber, has hers. But she's dating Simon from the Sidemen, and their fans clash. And you like, I'll sit there like after like a post or something like this, and you'll just see like the stand. It will be like her profile picture, and like Talimar Stan or Road to Shore Stan, and they'll just keep arguing with each other. I was like, bro, it's not that deep. It's a video. Fuck off.
Legit. And that's the thing, and they're sort of, like teenagers especially are very impressionable.
Yeah.
And they can be taken
advantage. Almost as bad as football Twitter is how I put it. Like I said to someone, I was like, if you're like, I'm a Eminem fan, I'm classed as an actual stan because that's where it fucking came from. But if you're like a stan of a YouTuber or a musician or whatever, you're almost as toxic as football Twitter, because you go from anything that's said about this person, I'll defend. But I'll defend to the point where I get annoyed. When it's like, you've got a profile picture of them, your name's something to do with them, and you'll back them. It's like those people that are like football Twitter, like with David Silva as a profile picture, going, fucking Kevin De Bruyne is the best player in the world. No one's ever going to touch him. Messi's shit. This is that. Kai Havertz is dog shit. Blah, blah, fucking blah. Get a grip. Okay. Like, but when people have that draw as like a influencer or a social media person, you're going to get that. And this was a question I was going to ask you. Say if we did a video, like if we ever get big, did a video calling out a channel, and some people that support us went over and went mental or said something out of order about that person or that channel. Whose fault is that? Is that the influencer's fault for igniting that spark, or is it the person's fault for going over there and going over the top?
That's the thing, isn't it? There's blame on both sides there. I think if the beef gets started by the channel, the influencer, doesn't it? So that is where they come in. But then obviously they would also be aware that their fans are going to be like, especially some proportion of them are going to be over the top in their, very overzealous in a way that they would be vocal on the internet.
Well,
A bit of both, I'd
obviously,
say.
I've got a bit of backup to prove this. Let's take the internet arsehole of Jake Paul as example. Obviously, would you call it a drive-by when he throws toilet roll at him? But drive-by toilet roll thrown at Dylan Dennis, calling out Dana White, obviously UFC founder and owner, and his wife, calling out Conor McGregor and Conor McGregor's wife in the way he's done it. And you'll get passionate fans of him going over to Conor or Dylan or Dana's pages and giving them abuse. Whose head is on the chopping board there? Is it the fans that have done it, or is it? I personally blame Jake for the way he's done it, because there's a way to call someone out, and there's a way to say things. And he's definitely gone over the top and pushed a lot of boundaries, but then he's got everyone talking about him, so it's kind of worked. Or is it the fans' fault for going over to those pages and kicking off or whatnot, or is it Jake's fault for starting it?
I think in that case, that's Jake, in it, because he knows what he's doing there, and that's why he does it so over the top, to get everyone talking about him, and it's worked because right now we're talking about him, and he knows as well. He knows that's what his fans will do. I think because obviously, if you're a fan of someone, then you see stuff in them that like reminds you of yourself. So there's obviously. You know what I mean? There's like similarities there. So
I know. I can thread a ball like Mesut Ozil. That's all I'm saying. I can thread a pass like Mesut Ozil. That's all I'm saying.
Like,
carry on, brother.
Like, if he is going to be a prick, then he knows that his fans will act in a similar way, especially because they want to be like him. You know what I mean? So if he's like, "Oh, I'm going to act the prick," which he does all the time, I think he just is one, then the higher the likelihood is of his fans doing the same.
Yeah, very true. And it's a shame because I like Logan. Logan's a decent guy. He's turned it around. I like Logan. Why is Jake a dick? Yeah. But moving off of them, we are going to move on to a...
Yeah, exactly.
Very...
KSI.
Yeah. KSI side here. Moving on to a very expensive holiday. But before
what are you talking about? Business trip, essential work trip, man. What are you talking about?
But before we do that, I'm going to go for a quick slash.
Okay.
Hold right there.
Yes, guys, you are midway through this podcast, so hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you see every time we upload. We've got many videos, interviews, podcasts coming very soon. Also, check out RPM_TTV on Twitch. We stream almost every night. Also, check out TXLSE_EU on Twitch. He also streams with us. And also check out White Butterfly Productions on YouTube. Does very, very good content. He will also be coming on the podcast in the near future. Also check out something that Reece and Amy are doing. Reece and his sister are doing Sober January, Dry January, for cancer research. So please donate whatever you can. Also, if you're struggling with any mental health issues through this third lockdown, please don't think you're alone. Check out the links that will be underneath this, and if you are struggling, give them a call, give them a message. That's what they're there for. They're there to help. You are important to someone. Enjoy the rest of the podcast.
There we go. And we are back from the ad break. As you would have saw in there, I told you to subscribe to everyone, to do everything, and also donate to Reece's donation page, because him and his sister Amy are doing something for an amazing cause. Reece, before we jump back into the pod, what are we doing? What are you doing even?
It's it's nothing amazing, I promise. It's just me and my sister doing dry January for cancer research, and I think since I turned 18, which is nearly 5 years ago now, it probably will have been the longest in a time in a row that I would have gone without having a drink, which makes me sound like an alcoholic, but I promise I'm not. With it being like the longest month of the year and stuff, it's probably the worst month you could do it in. But we're giving it a go. We've raised a decent amount already, but any more just is obviously brilliant. It goes to a brilliant cause.
Exactly. It's a brilliant cause and very worth it. But there is one problem. Why do it in January? January's the worst one. It's like I heard the advert for Veganuary. Don't take more shit away from me, bro. I
legit.
drink every day anyway. I've got a side here because I did sober September a few years ago, and when my missus was like, "Oh, why don't you do sober October?" I was like, "There's less days in September than there is October." Think about that.
Oh yeah,
and also there's Halloween.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gosh. Yeah. No, good thing.
But yes, we were about to talk about a very expensive, not holiday at all.
No, of course.
It's a business trip.
It's an essential business trip. So
I'm not calling out any YouTubers, Bazinga Calfreezy and Chippo Crimes, or any influencers by literally any that you can name. Basically, anyone from the Only Way is Essex, Made in Chelsea, probably the Kardashians. They do something now and then, don't they?
Yeah. They've all been going to the UAE, Dubai specifically, many of them, for essential business travel. So essentially...
And as you can tell right now, me and Reece are about to go for a essential business trip, and we're going to do a podcast in Dubai.
Yeah.
Because that's the essential business.
Obviously.
The world needs podcasts.
Yeah. There's obviously stuff in Dubai that we don't have here that's needed for business. Obviously with the lockdown, the only way you can get out of the country is for essential business travel, as we've said. So a lot of influencers, and obviously we've been talking about the sort of stuff they do in part one, have been going out to Dubai and faced quite a lot of backlash. It's been very very interesting to see all on the media and stuff about the backlash that they've all been facing, and really like others have still continued to go after they've seen other influencers get backlash for it and thought, oh well, my fans love me, like no one's gonna at me, but obviously they have.
Well, this is the thing, like it's almost like obviously with COVID and everything that's happened, you had Cheltenham races, which they called the super spreader. You've had the vaccine come out, the new variations, and people still going to Dubai, which is fucking mental. But it does look fucking amazing. It does look good. It does. It really does.
I mean, I'm jealous. I'm hella jealous. I think the thing is, what COVID has done in terms of the sort of relationship between like us normal people and these influencers is that I think pre-COVID, as I sort of touched on in part one, the stuff that they were doing seemed achievable and could make people aspire to do what they're doing. You know, like, oh, I'd love to go on a holiday like that. I'd love to, you know, look like that and whatnot. But now what COVID has done is it's made that gap just ridiculous and has shown that like influencers don't live real lives, basically. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say?
Basically, like I've been one of those people that have had this opinion of it's not everything that seems, because as someone that does YouTube, it's kind of corny, but you get called a YouTuber. Like YouTubers back in the day were seen as the boy or girl next door. Take your Alfie Days and Zoella. as the typical example, the boys and girls next door. And I'm not here to batter them because what they've done, secured the bag, fucking fair play. But when they've done stuff wrong, they haven't been accountable for what they've not been made accountable for what they've done. I.e., well, to be fair, he actually did. He got made accountable when Alfie Days did that living off £1 for a day as a poor person's day sort of video. He got made accountable for that when Zoe did the £50 advent calendar, which a lot of people know about.
Yeah.
Which was a brilliant Jackmate video to watch.
Yes, I was going to say that reminds you of the Jackmate.
Beautiful. Just, mate, sensational.
Sensational content.
But what they've done is they showed the difference between YouTube went from boy or girl next door before money became a big thing to now where money is a big thing in the game. And I'm not digging them out at all because fuck it, they've secured the bag and their content back in the day was good content. And you've now seen that with a lot of other influencers like JMX. Joel grew up in MK.
MK lad.
He used to play FIFA. Me and Sid met him in Pink Punters. I have a picture on my old phone, which is, I'll quickly show you how badly my old phone got destroyed. This bad boy.
Wow.
That got chewed by the dog that's laying next to me. There's a picture with JMX in Pink Punters, absolutely off his weed.
Having a good time.
He was defo drunk, mate. A different level of drunk. Beautiful. We saw him there, got a couple of photos, and he's gone from boy next door, YouTuber, went to school around here, lived around here, to lives in London. Done an MMA fight for Fame MMA, which obviously has gone down the pan very fucking quickly. Done all these events, and then you're sitting there going, "Oh, I've seen him do this and that round here." I've seen him and that do stuff in LA.
Yeah,
like there's a massive pole difference, and like it is mental to see. Like, because me and you grew up at the start of YouTube, really, 2005, 2006. To see into what kids grow up with now. Like, fuck it, we're even doing it as like something to pass the time.
Yeah.
And it is genuinely mental, the differences.
Yeah,
like,
agreed, 100%.
But I think you'll agree with me. Like like even the Mr. Beast content in America is fucking mental. Like, getting people to stand around in a circle for was like 24 hours, and one of them won 100 grand. It was like, you have literally money to throw at people. So when he definitely put a tweet up saying, "Oh, here's self-promotion," I definitely did tag our channel in there and commented it. So like, thank you if you're watching. But like, even people like him gives back to the smaller community. Like, I don't know if you would have seen his. He did a version of YouTube Rewind. Obviously, YouTube Rewind is supposed to happen every year. Didn't happen 2020 because everything that happened. He did a version of YouTube Rewind with different parts. You had like different videos from James Charles to Sidemen to this person to that person to Copsy or whatever. And at the end of the video, he had a bowl of YouTube names of people under, I think it was under 500 subs. And he picked 3 out and left their link and posted them on the video for people to go and subscribe. So that's given back to the community. So fucking fair play. Because I think it was one person went from less than 100 subs to 24k in 24 hours.
Wow.
It's like, fucking hell, you changed someone's life. Or like when KSI, who uses influencer base to when he used to do the one question go, and he had, I think it's Tom Stockdale came on and did a freestyle song over the guitar, and he left obviously his editor left it in video of him subscribing to the channel and showed the channel, and the guy went from less than 100k or around 100k to 250k within a week. It's like, that's genuinely changed someone's life. But the things we're going to talk about now are the influencers, YouTubers, Instagram, fucking whatever, doing the wrong things. And for once, we're talking about influencers doing the wrong things and Instagram people doing the wrong things, and we're not talking about man light hacks. So we'll
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, I've got a few people here, like a list of names of influencers and how many followers they've lost in the wake of their UAE trip. So you've got Fran Parman 1K followers lost, James Locke 1K, Vogue Williams 1.5K, Gabby Allen 2K. So this is obviously ascending order. Spencer Matthews 4K, Kaz Crosley 7K, Josh Ritchie 8K, Michael Griffiths 9K. We're getting up into 5 figures now. Laura Anderson 12K, and the top of this list here, Danny Luck. I've probably butchered the pronunciation of that name. 14K followers he lost from his Dubai trip. And he's insisted, he's protesting his innocence as well. He said he's not taking the piss, in his own words. That's not paraphrasing. And is working on business opportunities. That's the thing, it's so vague, and because they can afford to go out and do it, they take advantage of that. Whereas,
like, I'm not going to defend any YouTubers here, because obviously I spoke about like Chibbo Crimes, Cal Freezy, and Bazinga going out for the Fellas podcast, and they were talking about it. They went out there and they actually did videos out there, like Cal did what it's like to be on first class in the Emirates Air flight. He did. Bez did video out there. Chip did a video out there. I'm pretty sure Cal did a couple more videos out there. So that is, you're technically working. You are as your job as a YouTuber, you're technically working. But I don't agree with them going out there, especially with what's going on. Because if you looked back about 6 months ago, Rotashaw, Vic, Bezinga, and a couple others went to Ibiza.
Yeah.
And
then it was Ibiza back a few months ago. Now it's Dubai.
Yeah. So they went to Ibiza. They did their thing, like fair play. Like go out there and enjoy your life because you've only got one life. I get that. Like if I could have gone and done that,
I just farted really badly there. I hope my
it's cool,
didn't pick that up.
Right. Either way, like you're gonna live life. You get one life. Like go out there and do it. Like I went to Amsterdam at the start of the pandemic. Like I can't fucking go. Oh, look at me! I'm a fucking saint. I didn't do anything. I went to fucking Amsterdam and got off my Swede. But this is the thing. They went out there, and then the day before they came back, it was like, oh yeah, you have to isolate for 2 weeks. Where I blame, because we're taking the kind of side here. You're against the influencers. I'll be sort of not with them, but like I'll stick up for them a little bit. If as a country we're looking at it, because we both support Arsenal. We've seen Willian go out there, whose his appearances have been fucking atrocious anyway. We've had Van Dijk go out there, who's injured, supposed to be, well, he's injured, so you can sort of get away with it a little bit, but still should not be leaving the country in a pandemic, to name just a couple. And then you've got the government going, okay, there's a worldwide pandemic on. Influencers, footballers, YouTubers, musicians, this, that, blah, 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 are going to Dubai. Should we put something in place for them not to want to go to Dubai, like a 2-week isolation period where afterwards they can't go out and do anything? No. We'll leave that till mid-January. We'll give them about 6 months to go and do whatever they like in Dubai. And it's ridiculous. So that's sort of me sticking up for them, but it's not. I've had a problem with the government since this started, but we won't go into politics.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you say, like, obviously you talked about the YouTubers there, like technically making YouTube videos, which is their job, blah blah blah. But at the same time, like, that's like if someone works in an office, they could go into their office and work, but equally they can work from home at their computer. Exactly. So it's like, why can't YouTubers make videos in the United Kingdom, or like why can't influencers put up photos and advertise their face creams from the United Kingdom? You know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's not like they can't do anything. Yeah. But I
Like,
think that what's happened now is this whole palaver, for want of a better word, is made a lot of people sort of see through it. So people that maybe are a big fan of influencers, loved influencers, really like their content, because maybe they could aspire to get like that. I think they've realised that these influencers live in a literally like a different world.
they
And
live in a
they've sort
completely
of
different
seen
world.
through it, and it doesn't inspire people. It's like they're showing off in a way, and taking the piss, if you will.
It's like you've seen like the likes of certain influencers, but he's a footballer, in Marcus Rashford going out and doing right by the world and trying to cure this country's hunger and stuff like this. And the government very much taking the fucking piss with that, by the way. I'm not going to go into it because I had a rant to my dad and Becca for about a good half an hour about how the government are a bunch of cunts. Sorry for my language. About everything that they've done, and and like even Piers, I hate Piers Morgan. I hate Piers Morgan. I hate Piers Morgan with a passion. But when Piers Morgan is the voice of reason, when Piers Morgan and fucking Nigel Farage are coming out and blasting you and making you look like an idiot, your country's fucked. Like when Nigel Farage is going, oh, you can get a pain planted, but you can't feed the kids that are hungry. Or Piers Morgan saying to fucking Matt Handel's fucking cock every day. Right. So you voted against giving kids free meals, but you're happy that Marcus Rashford did it. Why? And he's going,
Yeah. He was literally
get fucked.
He should have expected that. Like,
and it's like the people on like, I feel sorry for Matt Hancock. I don't. He voted against giving kids in this country food. And that's the future of our country. Because it was like, there was a post, I'm pretty sure our mate Callum shared it. And it was like a picture of Boris. We need to close the borders. We need to do this. We need to take care of our people. And there was a child going, I'm hungry. It's like, and Boris, fuck off.
Fuck off.
Like,
yeah.
Like, it's so true. Like, and then, like, this is why I'm going to slightly take the side of influencers here. The government haven't helped themselves at all.
Mm. Yeah, no.
Like, there's certain influencers have gone out there and taken the piss, like, and taken the piss out of them. And it's like, fair play, you've been able to fucking wince the fucking government and make them look like twats. But you've also made yourself look like a twat for going to another country in the middle of a pandemic. So,
still, I mean, should we finish on a positive influencer story?
Yes.
So obviously you touched on Marcus Rashford, but that one's obviously very obvious and probably been done to death. But
what
an
man?
actual
That
Love
man a
Island
knighthood.
star. Yeah, exactly. MBE, sorry, Marcus Rashford, MBE. My apologies.
Before we go into that, the fact Marcus Rashford hasn't been given a knighthood, I'm obviously not very. I love my country, but I'm not a big fan of the royal family because one of them might be it. Well, not might be. I'm gonna have to say might be for legal reasons. Might be a paedophile. I've never been a big fan of the royal family anyway because they might have killed Diana. God rest her. Stuff like that. Like, I've never been a fan of the royal family, apart from the TV show. But the fact of there's certain people that have knighthoods, and Marcus Rashford is yet to have one is a fucking travesty. The work that man has done this year and past has been fucking sensational. And
like, he didn't have to do any of it, but he
exactly.
wanted.
It's like the photos of him coming back from scoring the winner in Paris in the Champions League group stage, which United actually got eliminated from when they were top with 2 games to go. When he scores the winner in the Champions League group stage, and he actually leaves early so he can go back and feed fucking kids in poverty in this country is more
Yeah.
than the government is doing. So
Exactly. And the guy's a footballer, and he's like,
he's a footballer and he's
Like,
making
oh,
our
that's-
government look stupid. He's not just making defences look stupid, he's making the government look stupid. He's going to win us the Euros and football's coming home, but we're not going to go into that right now.
yeah. Well, obviously that list I read out about the influencers and the followers they've lost, a lot of them are on Thingamabob. A lot of them are on Love Island, weren't they? But
Yes.
let's finish on a positive story about a Love Islander, Dr. Alex. What a geezer!
Yes.
Literally,
What a guy.
like he could have easily lived off the Love Island fame, money, just done what the other influencers are doing, and just live an easy life. But he's gone back to his trade, to what he was doing before, and literally helping out on the front line. And I think I went on TikTok the other day, and on my For You page, it was like him doing a video about saying why you should go out for walks every day.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what a bloke. And not only that, he lost his brother recently as well. So, and he was struggling with that. So, what a fella, basically. What a fella.
What a guy.
I've been shitting on influencers in this video, but that is how to use your platform, is what I'm trying
We've
to say.
ended on two very good influencers that have pushed
Exactly.
themselves out past it. And that's the thing, like, when you have a platform, you should be using it to promote good and show the people that follow you and your fans and stuff like that what to do and what not to do, like Marcus Rashford and Dr. Alex have done, instead of going, I'm going off to Dubai for 3 weeks, like my pictures.
Whilst people are dying, don't worry. Yeah.
Don't worry, I've got a good gram photo. It's all good.
It's all Gucci. Yeah.
It's all good.
But yeah, no. I think this has been a good discussion. We've gone off on quite a few tangents, but that's I think if people that have listened to us before, they should probably
they know
this by now. It's never just a to B. There's a lot of zigzagging going on.
Yes. But as you touched on with Dr. Alex and obviously his talk about how walking is good for mental health and being outside, if there is anyone struggling with any mental health problems, I'll link a couple of like websites and phone numbers to contact if you are struggling with mental health issues. I know I struggle quite badly. I've taken up running, I walk my dog, I've taken up exercise, which helped clear my mind a lot better than what it was during this lockdown, and plenty of others can be very bad for mental health. So please, if you are struggling, contact the links below.
Nice
anything
one,
else?
brother.
Anything else to promote, plug, whatever you want to say, Reece? The floor is yours.
Well, you know what? Since the Dons won the other night, and you did touch on it at the start, read my article about the MK Dons winning, and probably most people won't give a shit, but I'm still going to plug it. Just
I'll link it anyway. Anyway.
Nice one, brother.
Couple of things to finish on. There may be, if me, Reece, and Amber can get to it, there might be a TikTok challenge video coming soon with TikTok. So follow the TikTok, follow our Twitter, follow the page I've already linked down there and told you about in 1, the start, and 2, the advert. 3, subscribe. 4, like the video, comment, and another thing, we're going to try and get people on this podcast to actually interview me and Reece. We're going to try and do that, and we will be getting Amber back as well, so don't worry about that. We're going to do true crime stuff, conspiracy theories, anything. But if there is anyone you would like to see us interview, DM us. My DMs are open, rather on the complicated Instagram, Twitter, or my personal Instagram. You can DM me, just go, can you message this person? Can you try and get them on the podcast? We'd like to see it. Please do so, because we obviously want to do it.
Yeah, boy.
But yeah, like, subscribe, and peace.